Hello, it's Jim Hutchins for the Jerusalem Connection Truth Report for this 19th day of July, 2017. This past week, a significant meeting took place between Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel and the President of France, President Macron. It was to celebrate Bastille Day, but during the President of France's remarks, he condemned anti-Zionism as a new form of anti-Semitism. And that's going on throughout the world today. It's prevalent, it's pervasive among academics here in the United States. He said, "We will not surrender to anti-Zionism because it is a reinvention of anti-Semitism." And he was directly speaking to Prime Minister Netanyahu at that time. During a lengthy and introspective speech commemorating the 75th anniversary of the Vel d'Aviv Roundup, a mass arrest of some 13,152 French Jews in July 1942, it was a part of the Nazi effort to eradicate the Jews in France. And Macron forcefully denounced the Holocaust denial and the anti-Semitism. He said, like several of his predecessors, Macron accepted France's responsibility for the deportations, admitting that the Vichy government, the French government at that time, actively organized them. Quote, "It is indeed France that organized the roundup. Not a single German took part in it." Of course, this was very well received by Prime Minister Netanyahu. And he noted the efforts of the French at that time. This is special heroism. We've known in Israel a lot of heroism, as have you here in France. This is a different heroism. There is a heroism in battle, pitting one's life against it to save others, but the heroism of the people who saved Jews involved pitting one's life to save others. The heroism involved pitting their families at risk, pitting their children, their wives, their husbands at the risk of execution. We will never forget, Netanyahu said, we will never forget, never, these great, great human beings. These were people who rose to the occasion to help their Jewish fellow man in France. And that's significant because anti-Semitism is growing in France today. France is the largest has the largest population of Jews in Europe, some 500,000. And many of them are leaving because of the growing anti-Semitism that's resulting from the immigration of Muslims. Some 7,800 came to Israel in 2016. Just last month, there were some 200 that came out of France, making Aliyah to Israel. And it's just a matter of time, I would suggest, before you and I will have the opportunity to help the Jews. Because anti-Semitism is not stopping, it's growing. And I'm reminded of Jesus' words in Matthew chapter 25. When he comes, he'll divide people between sheep and goats. The sheep have his blessing. Sheep are on the right. This is what the king says. Then the king will say to those on his right, to the sheep, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, you invited me in. I needed clothes, you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, you came to visit me." And then the righteous will answer, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, and thirsty, and when did we give you something to drink? When did we see you stranger and invite you in, and needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you?" And the king will answer. Jesus will say, "I tell you the truth, whatever you did for one of the least of these my brothers, you did it for me." Now, who are the least? among Jesus. Who are his brothers? Well, there are those who try to say that this is means helping all the needy. But the context is very specific. Who are the brothers of Jesus at this point? They're fellow Jews. And he's saying that there will be a blessing, a special blessing for those who help the Jews. I will bless those who bless you. I will curse those who curse you. Anti-Semitism is on the rise. What are Christians going to do about it? Hopefully, we will help them, because that's where the blessing is. Those are the brothers of Jesus that we're called to help. And that's the truth.